Okay, welcome people to another episode of the Anfield South podcast. It's me, your boy Slim, back again, at it again. Yeah, get me.
That's right.
Boys, introduce yourselves, man.
The substitute Chris, because I'm not the real one.
So what you say? We got a couple of...
Yeah, we got a couple, so I have to take the substitute role.
Fair enough.
I'm the second Sam.
And this is Waz, cameo appearance and all.
Yes, welcome boys. What's good? Let's get straight into it, man. Let's go back to midweek, because obviously we played MK Dons in the Carabao Cup. And we actually fielded the youngsters. We fielded all the kids. So I've got the lineup here. I had to write it down because I wouldn't remember. We started with Kelleher in goal, Hoover, Lovren. Wow, that gave me jitters. Gomez, Milner, Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lallana, Jones, Elliott, and Brewster. Now, let's talk about. Well, we know what we get from the usual senior players. Let's talk about the youngsters. Sam, talk to me about how Hoover performed in that. Hoovier, is that how you say it? Hoovier?
I think Hoover. What you yeah.
Okay, Hoover. We'll call him Hoover. We'll call him Henry for short. You know what I mean? Henry Hoover. Talk to me about Hoover's performance.
Thought he did well. He gave it easy. No frills. Solid all-round performance.
He looked impressive, bombing up and down, didn't he? Wasn't bad, and he managed to get his goal, didn't he?
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Towering header. Yeah.
Great header. Yeah, I was impressed by him as well. Also as well, another youngster in there that I want to talk about, Elliott. Chris.
Yeah. No, Elliott, you know what? The touches, the confidence, just knowing when to release the ball, getting into space. For someone who's 16 years old, it was very impressive.
It was a mature performance.
Yeah, it was very, very mature.
Yeah. Warren. Earlier in the week in the group after that game, we had Leo, shouts out to Leo, saying Elliott over Shaqiri. You know, you took exception to that. Go on, tell the people why, man.
You know what? It's don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Shaqiri. I think he's a very good player. Unfortunately, due to injury or lack of confidence or lack of form, he doesn't make the squad. He's a squad man. That's his place. I get that. Elliott, for his first game, he played very well. Showed glimpses of what we can expect in the future. Spraying passes. Unlucky, he hit the crossbar. And to be fair, I thought he played very well. But, like I said, massive shout out to Leo. Great guy. But Leo, I'm calling you out, man, on this one. Your issue with Shaqiri, please explain to us what it is. Because I have no issue against him.
Nah.
But it's... For some unknown reason, Leo has what's a nice word to just...
Agenda.
Yeah, agenda is a technical word against Shaqiri. I don't know, of course, they're the same height or something. I really don't know.
Yo, Leo, buddy. You got to come defend yourself, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. But he has this killer agenda that he wants Shaqiri out. And you know what? Please explain why to us, Leo. Please.
Fair enough. Fair points. It was a wild statement. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, and it was a bit wild that he thought Elliott ahead of Shaqiri based on one game. Like you said, Chris, he had a great game. He showed skills beyond maturity, beyond his years. But I think that was one game against a championship side.
That's right.
It's not going to be the same when he steps up against a Premiership side. He's not going to get the time. They're not going to be. You've got to admit, MK Dons would be fearful. It doesn't matter what Liverpool side went out there, MK Dons would be a bit fearful of that, what they could do. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a bit of a wild statement. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, just like you guys are, man. Do you know what I mean? If you think Leo's right, you know, drop us a comment, you know what I mean? And let us know on the bottom of the video, do you know what I mean? Or on our Instagram account, Anfield_South1, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about some more of the performances in there. Let's talk about Brewster, because a lot's been said about Brewster, how, you know, he's got so much potential, great striker. He's just come back from a long injury. His performance on Wednesday night, talk to me about it.
For me, it was solid enough. If you say to yourself, strikers are judged on goals, okay, he didn't score. But tell me the opportunities that we made for him to say, right, he had an opportunity and he just fluffed his lines or something like that. I actually think he played the line quite well. He pulled out when he needed to pull out. He was picking up positions, but you got to think, we put out 11 players who don't play together. So you've got to put it into context. If you think because he didn't score, he might not be good enough at this level, that's a bit unfair. I think you've got to look at it in the whole. You've got to look at the whole picture. For me, the team don't play together. we were looking to get through to the next round. If he had a chance, I'm pretty sure he'd made the keeper work.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of that.
That was my thing when I saw the lineup. I thought, no, it's good to see the youngsters. I think we all said before the game we wanted to see a fresh 11 basically, and I just thought to myself, as much as I wanted to see it, I had to be patient with them because they're not played together unless they were playing games behind closed doors. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? Overall, I think it wasn't a bad performance. I mean, Sam, Lovren, Gomez as a centre back pairing.
As you do with Lovren, he has his sticky moments, he has his indiscretions, but I thought on the whole they were good. Again, looking at the bigger picture, it's MK Dons, it's a championship side, and if you're coming up against, I don't know, like some Leicester, Spurs, it's going to be more intense, and can they handle that? But for me, in terms of getting their match rhythm, getting kind of understanding the centre back position again, because they no doubt they train, but training is different from a match day situation.
You can't replicate the intensity in training.
That they got the minutes, and I thought, yeah, they did okay. And again, I've been saying it a few times, just goes to show that hopefully, touch wood, we don't get any injuries. But if we were to get any injuries, I think Gomez, Lovren can come in and do a decent job.
He started off a bit shaky for me, Lovren.
Yeah.
It was a bit shaky. Made a few mistakes, but I think he's kind of saved our bacon in the second half.
The header off the line.
The header off the line.
Yeah.
He sort of grew into the game, if you like. So I mean, cut him some slack. He hasn't played for a while, has he? Do you know what I mean? So I don't even remember the last time he played. If he's even played this season.
I don't think he has.
Yeah.
So cutting some slack was a bit of ring rust there. But yeah, Lovren was Lovren, and Gomez is Gomez, isn't it? But he's got a long way back to find his way into the first team. But Waz, Oxlade-Chamberlain, give me your opinion on his performance.
As an Ox fan, I thought he was an average 5 out of 10. That's because he's playing up front. If he played in the middle, that's what we saw later on in the game with hitting shots from long range. That's his thing. But you know what? He's another one. He had a long time out with injury. This season, I just see it as a slow progression back into the team. He will probably become much more useful second half of the season. God forbid any injuries. But Ox is Ox. I'm sure play him in the right position, he'll do the damage if and when called upon.
Yeah. I could agree with that. We also saw the long-awaited return of Naby Keita.
You
know what I mean? What you thought I was going to say?
We'll get to him.
No.
I thought he was going to say Lallana.
No. Listen, I like Mr. Pirouette. I do like Mr. Nivea, as Waz likes to call him. I like him, but yeah, I don't think he's the levels required. But anyway, let's talk about Naby Keita. He got a good 50, 60 minutes under his belt. I think he looked quite neat and tidy. You know, a couple runs with the ball. I just think the team he was playing with were not on the same wavelength. I just think when you mix the seniors and the juniors, if you like, together, they're not necessarily on the same wavelength. But it was good to see him back on the pitch and playing and doing the things that we bought him for, and he's supposed to be doing well. So yeah, man. No, I was happy. We went through 2-0. Millie, absolutely excellent.
Yeah, brilliant.
Nothing more to say.
Brilliant.
Can't say nothing about Milner. Excellent.
Put him at left back, does a job.
But he pied it off though. Pied off left back. Yes, he was put there to play, but I did not see him at left back that much.
He was more like left wing.
Yeah.
But I think that's the freedom you get against a championship side. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, MK Dons gave a good account of themselves, and it wasn't easy. I mean, the mistake for the keeper was what?
Doing the carries.
That was Carrius levels, definitely. But yeah, Millie, solid. But now we're in trouble. I'm reading today about an eligible player. It was a substitute.
Chilavera, I believe.
Yeah, that's
was it? Was it him?
It was him.
Yeah.
And we should have known that he hadn't played for like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know the ins and outs of the paperwork side of things. Does anybody have a clue as to what it is?
They say it was an error, but they haven't gone into exact what the error was. So.
Yeah, I read something about international clearance. We told the FA about international clearance, and they were supposed to get back to us, but that's all I know.
Apparently, the penalties are it's like a fine. Or be kicked out of the competition. I think there are a couple of other options, but I'm not sure what they are.
And the thing is, the last time it happened, I think it was Sunderland, but don't quote me, but they got a fine.
Oh, okay.
so they didn't get kicked out. But then,
but that was Sunderland.
That's
We're
Sunderland.
we know.
That's the
there's
point.
an agenda.
There-
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it. That's it.
We know.
So-
How did Virgil not win?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not.
No.
That's another story
That's
for another
emotional.
day. Bothered if we get kicked out?
I would be, because I think this competition's an opportunity for the kids to get a go, the squad players to get a go, and just keeps them involved, keeps the morale high. So I'd be disappointed if we get knocked out. But I want to win it. I want to win all our games. So
Of course, without fail. Yeah.
Also, I need to give a massive shout out to the keeper as well.
Yeah,
He made a blinding
Yeah,
save, didn't he?
did.
All
Oh,
double
yeah.
header, all triple header saves.
yeah.
And in a row he did.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
off his legs. He's
Yeah.
it's a great save. Yeah, shouts out to him, man. Do you know what I mean? Apparently he's doing all right playing for the under-21, so you know what I
He
mean?
was confident. It's
Yeah.
good.
I think, is he Irish?
It's Irish.
He is
yeah.
Irish.
His
Yeah.
name's crazy.
Yeah.
He's Irish.
Mm.
Wow. Learn something new every day, eh? Warren, how far can the kids go in the competition if we stay in it?
Well, it depends on the next round against Arsenal. I have the feeling Arsenal probably will put out their strongest team. But to be perfectly honest, it's the Carabao Cup. If we play the same 11, we can probably get through. Although, and this is the only negative spin I have on it, if we're going to lose at home, I don't want to lose to Arsenal. That's what I'm doing from my head. I can't, because I have too many Arsenal friends who's been piping down, but one small victory against us, that's their FA Cup, and I can't have that.
That's the problem with being Anfield South, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're right next to us. They're
Definitely.
on top of us. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. How far do you think they can go, Sam?
I think quarterfinals. I think that would, if that team, minimum quarterfinals, I'd expect. I think that you got the blend of kind of experience. Someone like Milner, as we touched on, he kind of was led by example. Elliot, more games, he'll kind of come on. He'll kind of feel a lot more freer in the system. I think, at least quarterfinals.
Hopefully, your turn to Shaqiri as well would help.
Yeah, I think Shaqiri and Origi go straight back into that team.
Yeah.
Now Origi's fit.
Yeah.
Shaqiri should be fit. I think they go straight back into that team. A loss to Arsenal at home in the Carabao Cup. How would you feel about that, Chris?
Tell the truth. Obviously, we're getting players back from injury who will go into that team. But if you said to me that team goes to play Arsenal, I had no problems with it. And to be honest, win or lose, I'm not really that concerned. I understand what Sam's saying about getting the guys some games and stuff, and I think that is right. But ultimately, it will just be another game. If they get through, great. They carry on. Because personally, that tournament is for them.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be for Virgil,
11.
and they shouldn't come into it at all. So I don't really mind if they go out next round. It's a shame, but if they was able to get all the way, that's great
Yeah,
too.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. I think I would actually laugh at Arsenal fans if they come with a strong 11 and they don't beat those kids. Or even if they do beat the kids, I'd still laugh at them. I mean, you have to draw for your big guns.
That's
You
it.
know what I
That's
mean?
it.
Just
That's
to beat a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? But I think there was a lot of changes throughout the Carabao Cup midweek.
Exactly.
And I think all those managers, despite their ties, should stick with the same. Because I think, if you're a fringe player, what else?
Exactly.
What
When
else
else
do you know
you
what I
gonna
mean?
play?
How else do you prove that you can get to the first team? What else do you look forward to?
it.
Do you know what I mean? So I hope he sticks with the same team. It was refreshing. So finally, a crop of young players to be proud of. Some squad depth. Which, if any of those young players, would you trust in the first team?
From what I saw, Elliot, as you said already, kind of touch, technique, fearless. He's trying things that I see kind of seasoned professionals wouldn't try. And I just think, he could be a squad option. He can be a option on the bench. Really like the look of him.
And just Elliot, yeah?
I'd actually say Elliot and possibly Huvier or Hoover, how you pronounce
Henry,
his
man.
name.
Just call him Henry, bro.
Yeah. Henry, another one, because he looked very professional in his performance. Track back when need to, didn't lunge in on any tackles, kept it moving. Very impressive.
What about you, Chris? Anyone?
Only Henry. I like Elliot, don't get me wrong, and I thought he had a good game, but he's 16. I think coming into the Premiership,
How old was Owen when he broke into the first team?
17.
Okay.
So it's don't get me wrong, age isn't anything but a number, but to me he does look a bit slight as well.
Rooney was 16 though, wasn't he?
Rooney was 16, but Rooney was a different kind of 16. But no, I take your point. But for me, I think Hoover, he looked accomplished on the ball as well. He looked solid, and I think, again, don't quote me, but I believe he actually started as a centre back.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that
you're right.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. He can play both positions.
That's it.
But I think Klopp feels that he's not big enough
That's
to play
it. That's
cope with the physical demands of being a centre back.
But then that tells you that he's a defender first and foremost. So we can't get I don't know. I think when you look at Trent and the fact that what he's doing, we might be a bit harsh on anyone else who has to come in to cover for him, if that makes sense, because he's quite a top level in terms of his attacking ability. But actually, this guy, when it came to defending, he was very rarely caught out of possession. And caught out of play, sorry. And they did try to double up a couple of times. But if you think about it, not many of their attacks, I don't think, came from his side.
No,
I think the one cross that the keeper had to save, it did come from that side, but he was very rarely caught out of position and so on and so forth. So I think that comes from the fact that he's played as a central defender before. I think he's got a good route to the first team squad.
Still think he's got to work on that delivery before he can even get anywhere near Trent. The way we play in the first team, if your delivery's not on point, then do you know what I mean? I mean, again, props to Milner. The cross he did was his left foot and he's right-footed. It was perfect. It wasn't. I don't think it was to him, but it was in an area for someone to attack, which is what it was excellent. But I think I'd put Elliot in there. Yeah. I'd put Elliot in and around the first team. I think that would mature him. That would bring his talent on even more. Do you know what I mean? Looking at the likes of Mane and Salah and. You know, I think it would be good for him. I actually want to see him on the bench more, not necessarily getting minutes. Maybe getting minutes if we're winning, but like a good scoreline. But just to be there, because obviously they're in and around each other at training, whatever the case might be. But just to be in that match situation and see how it plays, I think it would be good for him, man.
Yeah, I think you said the key word there, talent. Let's get age out of this. If you've got the ability,
it's true.
Let's put him in. Let's have a look at you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm for it, but. Not over Shaqiri. Not yet, man. Oh, jeez. All right, cool. I think I'm going to sour the mood a little bit because I want to talk on something that's been in the press recently, and it's the racism. The racism in football. I mean, let's talk about Bernardo Silva's video and his tweet for Benjamin Mendy. I just think, you know what? I'm not going to speak on it. I'll let you speak on it, Sam.
It's happening so often. It's like, don't people learn? Don't people hear when we say that, like, those kind of things offend us? And I understand, like, he and Mendy have probably got a friendship where that's cool, but when you're putting that in the public domain, like, what's cool to one person might not be cool to another. And I don't think that people have got to appreciate that when they're sending out these tweets and that some of that stuff is offensive, and I don't know what we need to do to kind of let people know that, we don't appreciate that kind of thing.
Waz, do you think it's a cultural thing? Because Bernardo Silva, he's Portuguese, right? And we all know it's not very friendly. Portugal, Spain, we know it's not very friendly. Italy, we know it's not very friendly over there for guys of colour. Do you think it's a...
I don't think it's even a cultural thing. I mean, you can have banter with your mates, we all do, but there's a fine line from sending someone a WhatsApp message between friends to what you quoted, putting it out on social media. When you put it out there, everyone's going to see it. I mean, when I heard about it and I saw Bernardo Silva, I was like, I'm not even paying attention. Then when I saw the picture, I was like, is he actually taking a mick? Because straight away I thought, you can't do that. I mean, the fact that you got to kick it out looking to get involved and probably won't do nothing anyway. But you just don't do. You know, I'm sorry.
Kick it out, one of the most pointless organisations.
I can't stand it.
They have no power.
It's just kick it out for me personally. It's just for show. It's just to be, just so the Premier League, the FA, whatever can say, we got to kick it out.
That's right.
What do they do?
I ain't never seen him get involved in anything. Or do
Anything.
anything.
Give out T-shirts.
Yep. Give a couple of speeches here and there, and that's it.
I'm not for kick it out. It's not active enough. They're not. They come out and say, yeah, we condemn this and condemn that, but that's what most people say.
That's right.
Most people do. What are you actually physically doing to stop this?
No education for players. No seminars. No, I mean, look, let's think about it from a driving analogy. If we broke the rules, we'd have to go to a class or you get your license taken away.
Yeah.
Come on. Are you telling me that we can't take that same principle?
That's a really good
Do you
point.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, make people go and take a class, take education, and show that, you know what, I'm actually trying to make a change. Because to me, the picture is what it represents. It's not a case of, oh, I just thought that looks like him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You need to be educated to know what that picture is before you can then say, oh, hold on a second. Because if you know about that, then you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
In your right mind, you wouldn't do that.
It's true.
I'd go as far as say, like, if they could be a bit more proactive, because I know, like, in some workplaces, you'll have mandatory training and you'll do that once a year. Perhaps if they introduce something like that, where every year you're going through this, like, this is what discrimination is. These are the boundaries when you're on social media. I think we might see it a bit less, but
I think you're right. Social media is such a powerful tool and it reaches so many different people. And some people out there, I'm not going to mention their names, would say people are being too soft about everything. And I think there are some things where people are being a lot sensitive about some things, but there are some things that are just a no-no. And I just think if you look at something and you think there's a possibility it might offend one person, then just don't put it out. It's just not worth it.
No.
That's it.
I mean, sorry, Sky. I mean, kind of like, I know it's a different subject, but Robbo, when he got abused for the mistake at Napoli, the fact that the guy's been flawless since he's came and one bad mistake and he gets ripped to shit online because of it.
I just think it's this generation though. People can hide behind
The keyboard.
behind the keyboard. And I've heard so many people say that Twitter and Instagram must do more, and I agree. Like, I don't understand how you can set a Twitter account up with no sort of ID. I can set up a Twitter account now and I can hide behind that and say whatever I want and no one can find me. I heard I can't remember who it was talking about, we need to find these people's IP addresses. No. When you sign up to Twitter, Instagram, you need to put your passport number in or your driver's license number in or even your national insurance number in.
Yeah.
That way, if you say some shit, we know who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We know none of these egg accounts and, these no.
Yeah.
It's simple to me. And social media needs to do more, and people like Bernardo Silva need to be accountable for their actions. Whether you like it or not, you're in the public domain and you're in the limelight and you're a role model.
That's the point.
And you shouldn't be saying that.
That's the point.
And then we talk about, go on, Chris.
No, you stop and think about it. Look at the uproar. So I don't know, was it this season or last when Raheem Sterling was abused at Chelsea?
It was last season.
Was it last
Yeah.
season?
Yeah.
That's your teammate, right?
I would love to know what he thinks on it.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's come out from Raheem. Now, look, at the end of the day, we've all got our view on whether he should say something or not. But sometimes it can't always be that, oh, you know what? Well, those who have been abused should all come together and did it, whatever. But he was abused last season, and you guys all rallied around him and all sorts. Yeah. Why is it now okay to do this? To me, it just doesn't make any sense. You might say there's no correlation, but at the end of the day, this is what you've done. People have told you we don't like it. To me, don't try to make a bad situation worse by saying, but hold on a second, let's justify it and blah, blah, blah. Because if Chelsea did that, you'd have complained.
Yeah.
No, just say sorry and just let's sort it out. Do you understand? Don't say to us we can't be upset.
And I think I was just going to say, sorry, Guardiola's response disappointed me.
You took the words out of my mouth. That was what I was going to come to
didn't
next.
condemn it. He was like trying to brush it under carpet, trying to
justify
excuse
it.
Yeah,
Correct.
and I just
But then again, where's Guardiola from?
Yeah.
I hadn't made that link.
Where's he from?
Yeah.
And I'm not
That
being
part of the world.
funny. If you're a man of colour in those countries, you're not equal. You're not equal.
Yeah.
So that's the justification.
I thought we even apologised a bit for it though.
He's apologised and he's written to the FA and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I think that's why they didn't start him today. I think that's why
They
he
almost
was
had to
on
drag
the
it out
bench.
of him though.
I think you mean City wrote to the FA, yeah?
Yeah, well, we know it. We know it. But yeah, that's Pep Guardiola's response for me was poor.
Yeah.
Very.
Just as
Disappointing.
bad as how Kenny backed Louis.
Yes.
I mean, even as a Liverpool fan, at the time, I was like, wow, I want the guy to play in it. I don't want him to be guilty in it. But
the T-shirts and stuff. That was appalling. That's appalling.
Yeah, but as a black man in that situation, supporting a club in that situation, it was a horrible time because you just know he's racist. You know what he done was, so it's tough. Anyway, I threw that in the middle. So, you know what I mean? It's done. It's out there. We've got our opinions out there. Do you know what I mean?
The comments
we don't condone any racism to anybody. Do you know what I mean? Nothing like that. And we certainly don't agree with what Bernardo Silva done. But here we go. We spoke on it. We'll leave it there. Let's go to today's game. The early kickoff.
Let me check my heart rate.
The early kickoff at Sheffield United. Wow. Just wow. Go on, Waz. You start on that performance.
You know what? There's certain things you do on a Saturday when it comes to Liverpool. Pray, have a drink, and wonder what the hell's going to happen today. Now, before this game started, I remember last week, Mr. Hills said, and I quote, we need to watch Sheffield United because it's going to be hard. I responded to him by saying, we're not Everton. So, kind of from there, I had that thinking, fuck, do not allow this to come back and bite me because I know I'm going to get cussed as shit. So I thought, you know what? The team's got this. And I felt confident going into the game. The first half an hour, we started well-ish. It was very slow tempo, but that's fair play to Sheffield United. The manager set out the stall, did it well, and they played well. I cannot fault them for that.
Set them up well. Half
time happened. Said a quick prayer down at the shop and thought, okay, second half begins. A little bit more tempo, but before I continue, Sadio Mane. Now, massive Mane fan will not slate the guy, but when he has a bad day, he has a real bad day. This is one of them. I mean, the first opportunity he sky high, I let that go.
But that.
Mane
But Mane gobbles that up.
That's he has that for breakfast.
But the miss that Firmino laid to him.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure I ended up throwing something at the TV.
Yeah, I stamped on the floor and I don't know what happened. I stepped on something.
All kinds of four-letter words are coming out.
Blood pressure did rise up a little bit, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna keep it calm. I always believed the goal was gonna come, and then
right. That's what I'm saying. Let's put it into context. Did we play badly?
We played slowly.
Slow.
So that's not badly though, is it? I don't think we played badly. Like, let's give credit where credit's due. And Sheffield United set up well.
Brilliantly.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Counter that with how many shots on target in the first half did we have?
But I put that down to Sheffield United not allowing us to play the way we play through the middle. Like, that's how we want to play. Those little balls, they didn't allow us any space. They had 5 at the back.
I'm with you all the way. I think defence was good. Midfield was good. It's that midfield to the strikers. That bit, there was something missing. We're too slow, too pedestrian.
The attacking midfielder, that was missing.
I think a bit of it is down to Sheffield United because they were disciplined. Like, everyone knew their position. You could tell they've been working on it in training. And like they just positionally they were set for us, and we looked like we were running out of ideas. But in the end,
Chris is itching. I think he's got a different view, Sam.
No, I agree. I do agree with Sam that they set up well, but once you realise that a team is set up to counter what you do, where Liverpool and the way Klopp has worked with us in the last few years, he's even said that the players adapt to the situation. So now we know that this team, once we've got the ball, if we do that passing at the back and try to build and whatever, they're just going to sit as a 5, right? So should we not allow them to come onto us then? Try to draw them out, because as soon as they came onto us and there was a turnover, that's when they were all over the place. And that's where we made our chances. The chance over the top for Mane where he missed, and then the second one, one of the opportunities, Firmino could have broken away and the guy kind of put his head onto the ball. If it's a break of play and the transition, we'd have terrorised them.
I think that's down to their discipline. They didn't want to come on to us. A lot of teams don't want to come on to us because they know what the end result will be. They're going to sit in. They're just going to, like, you know what, you break us down. And I think their tactics were good. Like, they allowed the crosses, and they were heading everything away. Their centre backs were excellent.
Yeah.
I thought. But you got to think. I mean, I think we did kind of mix it because there were times that long ball over to Mane.
Yeah.
That was. We tried to mix it, and we even went to 3. We matched them.
We
towards
did.
the
Yeah,
second half.
we did.
So
We did.
we did try, but sometimes you got to give credit to Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And I think Salah, the front 3, not necessarily. They're just there was something missing.
Yeah. We got to speak on that too. Front 3, we got to speak on that.
All right, look, go on, man. Natural progression. Go on, man. Because Salah had a one-on-one. And
Him. Every
You
time
expect
I've
him
only
to
been there
bulge.
twice, but every time I come here for some, maybe it's me because oh man.
Well, is
And for me,
wait, hold on. I've got it down here. Salah looking off the ball. Has Salah looked the same player since the Burnley game, or are we seeing a slightly less aggressive player? Yeah, who is looking for others. So, is this a product of everything that people have been saying about Salah? How he's been greedy? Is this why we're seeing this? I'm not saying the miss. The miss has got nothing to do with greed. But I'm just saying he wasn't quiet in the game today. He was, but he wasn't. I can't quite work out what's happening with Salah at the moment. But is this down to all those people that were saying, you should have passed Mane's tantrum at Burnley?
No. No, not for me. I don't know what it is, but something's definitely not right. And I do think he's tried to mix up his game, right? But even if we wanted the greedy Salah, today, he had his one chance. He didn't put it away. That reminded me of the period of time last season where he just couldn't finish for a little bit. He just was so anxious when it came to those shots. That's what that Salah was, or that's what it felt like for me today. Because in all honesty, he would lose the ball and then he'd just be flapping his arms about and he wouldn't track back and whatever. If you noticed, at a point in time, I think Hendo was playing in front of Trent for a while to just make sure that he wasn't being overrun.
Yeah.
That's really, I know Salah was probably playing through the middle at that point in time, but today he didn't give what I think we needed. When we're pushing forward, it would get to him, he'd break down. He didn't want to track back, and I didn't get it.
Salah's job, everyone needs to remember, Salah's job is not to track back.
It's not.
The system set up so Salah doesn't have to track back. That's how the system's set up. So I don't give him too much slack for tracking back. There were times today where I did see him running back, but I don't expect to see him there. So, but
for me, he's not producing though. He's peripheral, and I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of our attacks go down the left-hand side. There's not many that go on the right. A lot of it, like Mane, Robinson, they've got a good understanding. But I know Salah, it's as if they're reluctant to go there, and I don't know. He needs to get back to that first season when he was the man and just kind of go on like King Kong, like you're the boss. For
me, I feel like he's trying to do too much. I think right now he needs to strip it back and keep it simple. We look for the overlap from Trent. Because how often do you see Trent overlap?
Not as much now.
No.
Not today, but I think
he does in general.
He does get forward.
He gets forward a
He gets
lot.
forward. Trent.
He gets forward,
Yeah.
but I don't see a lot of him overlapping Salah a lot.
I see.
Do you understand what I mean? I personally feel like when Salah's got the ball out there, Trent knows he's going to cut inside or do something or try and do something. So you usually get Trent edge of the box. If the ball comes back out to him, he's sort of behind Salah.
Yep.
So if the ball comes back out to him, then he whips a ball in.
Yep.
But I never see him overlap and go in behind like Robertson does. Personally, I don't feel he does that a lot enough. And I think Salah needs to strip it back, keep it simple, and play those balls, play those first time passes and things like that. Just pass and move and run and get himself back amongst the goals, and then he can try and work on the more difficult stuff. But that one-on-one today, just wow, man.
Yeah.
It was
Just
painful.
wow. And I captained him in fantasy football, man. I was like, points! And he misses it. He misses it. It's just not like Salah.
Hey,
But-
you know what? With Salah, we're slating him now. Well, not really slating. Given our views on him, probably get a hat-trick on Wednesday now in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
But you know what? I won't look too deep into that because you know what I mean? But we'll come to the Champions League, don't worry. What was I gonna say now? So the goal came from a very unlikely source. Yeah, Gini Wijnaldum. Let's give him props. He had the shot and he got his luck. That's what you do. But it's what we've been screaming out from the midfield three of Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum. Someone's take a shot. done it. We got the goal from it, man. I would like to see him do more of that.
Whoa. Really? He had one like 10 minutes after. Do you remember what happened with that?
Yeah, he skewed it off into like Rosette somehow. I know, but he's trying.
Yeah. You got to be in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
There you go, mate.
Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket.
That's it. You can't win the raffle. So I think there's a lot of criticism from Ronaldo about him getting nosebleeds up in that final
But
third.
why though? For me, there's got to be context. When he wears orange, he scores goals with finesse. When he wears orange, it's with finesse. This for those who are listening. When he plays for his national team, when he plays in red. The finishing is
But
way
that's the
worse.
thing, though. It's been like that since the Newcastle days. It's, as they pointed out, it's the away days that he always seems to go MIA. Now, I don't know if he needs counselling or needs to see some hypnosis therapy or whatever, but this can't carry on for much longer. I mean, I'm happy for what he's done and what he did last season as Barca, legendary status, but we need more. I'm happy to roll with it for now, but in natural progression, we need more.
Is it that bad though?
I don't.
Is Ronaldo that bad?
No.
I don't think
Sam.
I don't think he's that
I'm not
bad.
on this hate Ronaldo bandwagon, but he needs to do more.
Definitely not.
I think he in
does.
the team for a purpose, and the purpose he's in for, he fulfills personally.
Yeah.
I would like more goals from midfield, but that's not just him. I think that's all of them.
Well, not so much Fabinho.
Yeah.
More,
Yeah. Well, if you look across the board,
Henderson or
that's it. Naby, all those guys. I'd like to.
whoever's
but
in there.
if you're talking about what Wijnaldum does for the team, fair enough. He got a nickname in the group today, but personally, he does his job. I think he does his job. So I've got no problems with him. But like you said, if the shot's there, take it. At least he took it today. So
yeah.
I think where we've been lucky, where we've had like the Gerrard and Alonso's, is like the levels has just dropped when it comes to Winnie. But
the bar's high. The bar's high for a midfielder when you gone from Gerrard, Alonso, and that. Even Mascherano to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoa! We had Jay Spearing at a point in time. Come on, guys. No, shout out Jay Spearing.
Is he that bad? I think what a lot of people need to understand that the way we play, those three in midfield, they're not necessarily asked to get forward. This is why, like at Holland, he's asked to get forward. He gets the goals, but with Liverpool, like the way we set up, we've got those three midfielders, and I think their job is to kind of help counteract their opposition's counters. So like every time like the opposition get it, they'll target our fullbacks, and you'll see Ronaldo go wide, Henderson wide, one to cover the fullback. So we've got to understand.
This is why we've said it before. Said it last week. And keep saying it. Klopp likes the working man midfield because we have, if you think about it, we have the front three plus the two wide men. That's 5 men out of 10 on the pitch in attack. Do you understand what I mean? So, like, you need that working man midfield to have the legs to cover those holes, to cover those gaps, which is why you don't get an Ox or a Keita in there, because those guys are more creative. They're going to get caught ahead of the ball and stuff. So, I agree with you. And that's why I'm not against Wijnaldum, because he covers the ground, he can get the ball, he can protect it, and he distributes it. He might distribute it backwards, sideways, but we keep the ball. When we recycle and we start again, Waz is laughing. That's what he's in the team to do.
And you've got to be some kind of a player to be able to play those two different positions for two different teams. You play for Holland, you're playing in an advanced role. You're expected to take shots and score goals, and you do that. You come to your national team, your club team, playing week in, week out. It's a totally different role. You're having to cover fullbacks who are attacking, and you're doing a more defensive role. And he has to do it. But even for us, there's times, I think in the new camp last season, he did go and play a bit further forward. We were like, a bit unsure about this. Anfield now, he does the same thing, scores 2 goals. So he's got to be a player of some, you know what I mean?
Who's ringing?
Don't look at me.
He's vibrating. Anyway, we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, but I always keep talking about the Wijnaldum debate, but the midfield debate, but it's not really a debate. We're just talking about Wijnaldum because obviously he scored today, innit? So, give him his props. Like I said, he bought a raffle and he won. Lucky him, do you know what I mean? I've got Trent down here, Do you feel today Trent was being targeted?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Why do you think that is?
Because certainly in the first half, nearly all of their attacks came down his side, their left. and a lot of the time they'd put 2 or 3 men. Just they'll be first a couple of times they played it inside, and then the guy was overlapping. Then they'll do the overlapping guy, and someone's coming on the inside. He was just bombarded. Hence why I think Henderson was then told, look, you need to go and play in front of him to give him the support, because at least 4 times they attacked down that side, and I think it put him under pressure.
Was he being targeted because people see him as the weak link, or because he doesn't have the support from Salah?
I think both. 'Cause over the last 3 weeks, I mean, minus what we say in the group chat anyway about his defending side, it has been documented by a lot of pundits on various programs about the weakness of Trent defending. I mean, last week someone pointed out in the Chelsea game, I think it was it Mason Mount? Kept on getting past him multiple times, and they've highlighted a great attacking, not great defending. So I think now a lot of managers thinking, you know what, let's target him. But as you pointed out, Henry was told to do a job and he did it. At least it shows the strength and depth of the team. But to be perfect, I didn't think he wasn't that bad today defensive wise.
Oh, I didn't personally. I didn't have a problem with him either. To be fair, I thought it had a decent game.
Yeah,
Apart from his free kick was a bit wild. But
Oh yeah.
I mean, why don't we just dink it in for Van Dijk or Matip to get their head on? Why we got to shoot? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But
Yeah.
And another shout to you also, Matip.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
Big
good
boy.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
had a
Big
great
boy.
game today. I think a lot of the focus is on him because I don't think people want it with Van Dijk.
No.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of players sit on Matip and try and pick him out as weak link, but he is just rising to the occasion.
Yeah, he's
Can't
like,
look
bring
him
it
anymore.
on.
Yeah.
Can't knock him anymore. Giving the man a new deal.
Yeah. And you know what I think has impressed me the most? I know, I think it was the other Sam was saying that actually in terms of bringing the ball out, you know,
Yeah.
in a game like today, he did actually take it on board. And
Yeah.
I hadn't really seen, excuse me, I hadn't really focused on it. And today I saw it several
Yeah.
times.
Did
He's
it?
like,
The Matip run
everybody's
is
covered.
legendary.
All right, fine. I'll hold on to the
Yeah.
ball. I'll take it forward. I'll look for. He did that so well.
He's good with the ball at his feet. He
Yeah.
commits
He is.
players. He can commit
He is.
players and find the space. And I think when we were talking about in the beginning, the build-up play being slow, I think he's the one that likes
Yes.
to punch a ball through the midfield into
Yeah.
someone's feet. Like he'll step into the centre circle and then he'll just punch a ball into Mane's feet or something. And I think we were missing that a lot. We need to do that a lot more, a lot regularly, and move
Yeah.
that ball a lot quicker than we did
Yeah,
today.
definitely.
But yeah, Matip, he's good at that, man. He's good at that.
Brilliant, yeah.
Had a great game today. Because I've got to give him props against Sheffield United, man. If Robbo didn't get forward, it was very often they were just so well organised.
Yeah.
And their centre backs like to step out as well, Sheffield
Yeah.
United. So their centre backs were stepping out,
Yeah.
getting involved in attacks as well, making it difficult.
Yeah.
But
We're passing tests. Like, there have been so many tests we've had. Like, this has been our hardest game. Like, Burnley, where, like, they've asked us to mix it up. Arsenal sat back. We overcame that. Southampton, we didn't play well first half, but second half we played well. I just think that there are lots of tests being put in front of them. We're passing them.
yeah, we're
We're
jumping
showing
those
that we can
hurdles.
win different ways. No matter what you do, we'll find a way to overcome you. And I like that.
And that's what you need if you're going to win titles. Don't you need to be able to mix it up?
Yeah.
And
But today's test was, like
Yeah.
you said, Sam, this
Oh,
one was
toughest test so
This
far.
was hard.
Toughest test so
Yeah.
far
I mean, I
was
said
really
it in the
hard.
group, they were stubborn. That's the only way to describe them. Stubborn.
It was, I mean, there was words, I saw loads of words of the day just coming through the group. There was abysmal, there was sloppy, there was all sorts of words, because there were times, okay, the first half it was slow. So then in the second half, we were trying to fizz balls in, out wide and whatever, and they would just go out of play. And it was just like, something is not right today.
At them 12:30 kickoffs, they just I don't think they suit us, man. I just don't think they suit us, to be honest with you. It's just
I mean, I just
know.
don't like that on a personal level. Like, if you lose that ruins your
Yeah,
weekend.
whole weekend
I
is
am miserable, mate.
yeah,
Don't
because
talk
it's
to
so
me.
early in the
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
It's so
It's-
early in the day. you're
Game's
just like,
finished 3
what
o'clock
do
and
I
you're just
do now?
upset. Like,
Yeah, what do I do now? Like,
See other teams winning and that. And
I
just
know,
like,
yeah.
screwing.
it's crazy. It's
but
true.
when you win and you got 8 points clear, you say,
Sit back.
It was a good
yeah,
feeling.
say
over
what you
to
gonna
you.
do? Like, what
Yeah,
you gonna
you
do?
do
What can you do?
Yeah.
City struggled. I wouldn't say they struggled today. City were a bit like how we were before Van Dijk at the moment. Awesome going forward,
Yeah.
but the defense is just
Yeah.
they're struggling at the back.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Otamendi's nicking a living, and Fernandinho whilst he's got the brains, he's not quick.
No.
He's not quick. So I saw him do something on Richarlison in that game today. He was running back. He headed the ball as he was running back, so he's fallen over. He's realised Richarlison's recovered before him, so he just left his boot in the air and kicked him in the face, bro.
Wow.
Dirty tactics there.
Dark arts.
So obviously Richarlison stopped and holding his face, but as far as anyone else is looking at, he's just on the floor, his legs up, bro. Bro, but you know what? I don't want to speak on City too much, but yeah, they've got some problems going forward. And Everton, if it wasn't for that ADHD goalkeeper. No offense to anyone with ADHD, but if you're playing in goal, you need to concentrate. You know what I'm saying? Like, letting that free kick in, man, it was a bit of a joke. But,
I didn't see the free kick, but I just saw everyone's responses in the group. I went, no offense. One is Everton and two is Pickford. I don't expect nothing less.
That's it. I'm sorry, I didn't expect anything.
He's got it in him.
They conceded 3. I expected them to concede 5 or 6.
But they didn't need to. They didn't need to concede that second goal. It was a dumb free kick from Mina in the starters. Who's very rash. That guy Mina, he had 3 chances to score, 3 headers in the box, like unchallenged. Sinchenko's smaller than me. Sinchenko's 5'7" roughly. I think Gary Neville said. Mina's 6'2", 6'3". Bro,
Not even that.
It just annoyed me because we were talking last week about teams outside of us being able to beat City, and for me today, City were there for the beating.
Everton weren't serious. When I saw the starting lineup and I saw Theo Walcott, I went, I'm done. Waddy Walcott still playing ball out in the streets. And nah, you're all right. Thanks.
Yeah, but you know when you send your little brother out to the shops, you expect him to come back with the right sweets. We sent Everton for a Twix. Them man there came back with a Mars and some jellies tots. Bruv, them man there came back with everything except the damn Twix.
Did we expect anything different?
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Honestly.
Do you know why I did? Do you know I expected something different? Because they've been on a bad run of form. Yeah. So the manager's been under scrutiny.
Yeah.
They're at home as well. Yeah. And against a team like City, you know what happens when the big boys roll up, everyone chest puffs out, the crowd get up, and that's what happened.
It's true.
It was a cauldron.
But if you're a player, like for me, when you play against like Liverpool City, you want to test yourself. So you want to kind of put in a performance to show that I can hang with you guys.
Okay, we say that. Okay, I'm going to take us back just to last season, to a tail end, right? Manchester Derby. You want to put yourself up against the best in the country, or one of the best in the country, and test that, we're up with these guys. What did United do? Nothing.
They crumbled.
Right? It's the same with Everton. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't expect anything. I don't think they're a good team.
No, I think you're getting me confused. I never said they're a good team.
I understand that.
We sent little brother out to the shops.
Yeah, and they did.
Come back with the goods.
Yeah.
Man,
they didn't come back with the goods, and then they still gave the money over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You didn't bring the product, and then you still gave the money.
It's true. That's it. I expected them to be a little bit more solid. I think at 1-1, I think they could have seen it out at 1-1. They could have if individual errors cost them today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So don't get me wrong. They were still 5 points clear, great, but I'm still looking at other teams to nick something here and there. Because we're not gonna. I don't believe. I hope I'm wrong, and that's why I'm putting this out here on the podcast. We're not gonna go the season unbeaten.
No.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go the season unbeaten. So we're going to need favours. We are going to drop points. I hope to hell I'm wrong. Yeah. But we're going to drop points. So any time I can see a team that could do us a favour, I'm here for it, mate. Yeah. I'm supporting. I was an Everton fan today, bro.
You won.
No, I was an Everton fan.
No expectations.
I can't say that I was doing.
No, I was supporting Everton, man. When they scored, I celebrated. I'm not gonna lie. Anyone that scores against City, I'm celebrating. I don't care.
No, I respect
I'm saying
that.
it here. I'm saying it right now.
I can help with it called us against City, but in fact, there's 2 things. One, that is us, just to do our own thing, and secondly, is VAR.
VAR's got it in for City. VAR's got it in for City.
Nobody else.
That's good. That's good. Man City lose to Liverpool and VAR. That's great. That's cool. No, it's true. But anyway, let's get off City, man. But man, today tough game. Like you said, we dug it out. We got the 3 points, and that's all that matters, man.
Produced. That's what it's about.
That's it, man. That's what it's about. Games like this. Okay, let's turn our attention to midweek. Quickly, we got Salzburg on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Salzburg on Wednesday. Do you want to see any change to the lineup, Waz?
Just because we got Leicester on the weekend, I wouldn't mind Origi starting
in place of
Firmino.
Interesting.
I think I will play Salah because whatever form he's on, to get back to the old form, play him. Even if we like winning 3-1 first half, yeah, take him off. Probably won't anyway. But apart from that, nah, it's just going to be same as before. I mean, Klopp ain't going to change it. We know that anyway. So there's no point even hoping. So just standard, same rules, really.
Yourself, Chris?
I can say I wouldn't mind some changes. I think certainly in the midfield, it's Champions League and we're at home. I'm not sure we need all three of the guys. So it wouldn't be a bad thing if we saw Naby and even Oxlade-Chamberlain. I don't know.
I think that's a bit much.
It's a bit risky. It's a bit risky,
yeah.
but certainly one or the other. I think you've got to have a little bit more attacking thrust because we lost the first game as well. So we have to be front foot and show why we're European champions to these new boys. They're not new boys, but do you know what I mean? We have to show that, look, we're European champions. You're coming to the home of the European champions. As
the first team, Chris would say, just put your foot on their throat.
Put it on it.
Yeah.
Just squeeze it down,
I've got a different view. I think, for me, this is a mini kind of... This is a big game. It's a big-ish game. I try and explain it in that, like, if Salzburg can avoid defeat, for me, we're under pressure. Because, like, we'll have to go to them. We'll have to get something at Napoli. We'll be relying on either Salzburg and Napoli to kind of take points of each other. So, for me, let's win this and keep it in our destiny. Because, like I said, if we don't win, I think there's a bit of pressure on us. So, while ordinarily I'd like to see changes, I think we should go with a stronger team as we can. I mean, yeah, that's just my take on it.
So, do you reckon bringing in Naby Keita, say, for a Henderson or Wijnaldum, because Fabinho's got to start, weakens the team?
I just think that it doesn't weaken the team for me, but I think we can't afford to take any chances. I don't want it to be like last season's situation.
But why do you see that as a chance at home, under the lights, Anfield, midweek, Champions League, Salzburg?
Football's football. Norwich, Man City. It can happen. I think we will win it.
No. Whoa.
I think we'll win it. But
this is Anfield, bro.
That's it.
European night under the lights.
I understand that. I've lived through countless European nights, but I just think I don't want to go through what I went through last season. I don't want it to go down to the last game. I think if we win this is in our hands. So for me, that's
fair enough. I respect your opinion.
For me, we're a different beast. If we ever go out of Champions League, we always do it honourably, generally. At home last year, if I'm correct, I think we won all but one. It was not Porto, the round before, Bayern Munich, 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
That was it. All the rest of them, we won.
Yeah,
and I'm not even sure if we really did. We even concede many? I can't remember.
I don't remember the scores off the top of my head.
PSG.
Yeah, PSG was the biggest.
PSG. We beat everybody. For me, I think you can even afford to start Origi as well. Yeah, I think you can.
The only
just to freshen things
I will
up.
say this: if Lallana starts that game, I'm putting the group.
Oh no!
Why would you?
Leave him alone.
That kind of
We're getting on so
negativity
well,
here,
man. So well, man.
No, you don't have to throw that in there because we know Klopp sometimes does a madness that no one sees. So don't be surprised.
Wow! In the atmosphere. No.
Hey, look.
He can't start. He can't start. He can't start.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm gonna go right now. Once we finish, I'm gonna ring the line and say, "Look, bro, just chill out. You can't start, okay? I'm just gonna make the decision 4 o'clock."
Wow.
Nah, but yeah, I'm with you, Chris, man. I'd like to see maybe a Naby or Ox coming into midfield. I think cause Salzburg might just sit. And I think you need someone who's going to break the lines, commit players. I think that's what we miss in the midfield. I understand why we have the working man midfield, but I think that's why we struggle to break teams down, because we don't have that player that's going to come, drive with the ball, and make the opposition think, right, shit, should I go to him? Should I not? And once they come to him, he either beats them and releases the ball, or he releases, you see what I mean? So I think in that game, I think that's why we struggled today against Sheffield United, because we didn't have that person. Look, when Matip done it, do you know what I'm saying? It looks good. You get reward from it. So
I see what you're saying, but I think we've played that free midfield at Anfield and we've won. So for me, let's not take any chances.
Yeah, but let's look at the opposition though. Look at the quality of the opposition where we played that midfield. We played higher quality opposition last season. I mean, who do PSG, Napoli? Who else did we have?
Red Star.
Belgrade.
Yeah, they're away there really. So Red Star were the whipping boys, but Napoli and PSG were no mugs. So we had to play that midfield. We had to show that respect and play that midfield. Whereas I feel, whilst we've got to show every football team respect, because like you said, it's football and shit can happen. Come on, man. Like I said, as first team Chris would say, foot on their fucking necks, bruv. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, I respect your opinion.
Yeah,
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying mine. But
and it's interesting that you say about breaking lines and stuff. Going back to today's game, Origi came on, and I think he changed
he did.
the game. All right, I was hyping when he did a little bit of footwork.
Oh, did you see his little flip flap?
Someone just someone put me back in the box.
Yeah.
They were like, that was rubbish.
Do you know what? That was some amazing skill, but it just upset me that he went near post. Like, why? Like, open out your body and bend it.
That's it. And I was like, oh, unlucky. And someone was like,
he's almost like a changed man. Like, his touch, someone ping the ball over, and I'm thinking,
it's the haircut, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the haircut, innit?
Whoopi Goldberg to fresh trim.
I think there's going to be some horrendous first touch, and he's killed it dead. I'm like, what? Go on, Divo.
Yeah.
Bad man.
He's got to stay around for a while. He's got to stay in it. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad he's happy with the bit part role he's getting. You know what I mean? Because it's a good addition to have, man.
That's it.
He's coming on. He's coming on nicely.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about starting Origi just for the simple fact that I think put the front three in, kill the game off, then do bits. Do you know what I'm saying? After that, you know what I mean. But definitely, I'm here for a midfield change. 100%. Alisson, what's the deal with Alisson? Is he would he be fit for midweek?
Back in full training.
Back in full training
tomorrow.
Would you put him in?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Would you put him in?
No. Not right now. Okay. We don't need to rush it. We don't need to even today, the high balls and whatever. Adrian didn't pull foot wrong.
There was one Superman impression. There was
You're
one.
right. There was right. You're right. And I just saw Mignolet. Yeah.
But we don't need to rush it because he has been a Premiership team's number one, and fair enough. There's no comparison in the teams. I've got no disrespect to them, but he's a solid keeper. So let Alisson just come back to full fitness and he could even have a couple of behind the scene games if necessary. Like, and then we can bring him back in.
Yeah. Now with you again, similar with Matip. Like Matip came and didn't put a foot wrong. Adrian, it was shaky to begin with, but I think that's him getting used to us, but of late it's been good. And
we said it before, it's playing at West Ham, playing Liverpool, two different levels, two different expectations, so he had to get used to it. But
I think the save he did against Napoli last week, where someone hit a
Yeah.
shot and he's
he had no right to get that. No right
if
to
that's
get that.
Alisson, we would say, no, that's just every day.
Yeah.
But for someone like of his level to do that, you deserve the shirt, mate. Keep it.
Yeah.
And can I say something that I don't know if other people have noticed it? I'm pretty sure y'all have. His distribution today, hand and foot, was almost immaculate.
Yeah, it wasn't bad today.
I was quite surprised. I was like, these guys have been working on him.
Yeah.
They've been working on him. They're telling him where he should be putting it when he catches it, and if we're under pressure or what. They've been telling him that because today it was spot on.
Yeah, biggest compliment I can play is that, like, in our WhatsApp group chat, no one's really mentioning it, Alisson, because Adrian's doing such a good job, and I think credit to him.
No one's screaming for him to come back, are they?
Yeah.
No, big ups to Adrian, man. He's doing well, man. I'm saying long may it continue, man.
Exactly.
I'm saying I'm here for that. Let me get a quick score prediction. Start with you, as a man.
3-0.
Go on, Sam.
3-0.
Chris.
I think we concede, but we'll score 3-1.
I'm gonna go 4-0. I don't think we'll concede. Okay. I think we'll be ruthless. Right, just before we wrap it up, one last thing. Let's talk about the new sponsorship deal that's in the pipeline, because I'm a little bit gassed about it. I can't lie, because I'm a Nike kid. You know what I'm saying, and I've waited a long time for my my Liverpool top to match my trainers and that. You know what I mean? But what was it? Apparently, is it like 30 million a year? 30 million a year
with 20% on LFC merchandise, but they also want to bring in American sports stars.
Well,
I say American, North American in it, because I heard Drake and then I started to have heart palpitations.
I'm
not here for
Drake. That. Thank you for helping with Top Boy.
Correct.
We appreciate you. We love Top Boy. But yeah, you've done your bit now.
Yeah,
you can go back
please
home
stay over
and
there.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay out of Liverpool.
Yeah, please. LeBron James, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm
but
here for LeBron.
Yeah.
I could deal with LeBron. Yeah, but I'm excited about that because I was talking to my mate. Shout out Jules, man. I was talking to him the other day, and they were saying that Nike also want us to make a marquee signing. Apparently, we're getting a lot of money up front from the start to make, but we have to make a marquee signing. How true that is, I don't know. You know what the gossip's like.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
So
a Nike marquee signing would be.
Who would you want it to be?
Oh, excuse me. I don't call Sancho a marquee signing, but he's hot property right now. So Sancho. There's another. I can't remember. Me and Jules struggle to remember an Asian dude's name who's quite big with Nike at the moment. I can't remember his name anyway. But the one that I want,
I think I know.
Yeah,
who you're gonna
that
say.
one.
I don't need to
That's
say
gonna
it.
be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to get him out there. Though.
Killing Mbappe.
Oh.
That would. Mate. But you say it's hard to get him out of there.
I think so.
He's been at PSG. What is it? 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
He's won the French league.
Got nowhere.
They're struggling in the Champions League.
Yeah,
So-
they lost last week, didn't they? As well, It's like,
In the league,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they beat Madrid without their front three as well, though.
Yeah.
Before that, though, without them,
Yeah,
I don't
true.
think it's impossible to get him out there.
You don't
Now
think
with
so?
Nike on our side as
We're
well.
Liverpool, mate. Champions of Europe.
That's what I'm
What more do
saying.
you?
That's what he's gonna want now.
Do you
want to
play for the Champions of
He's
Europe?
a world. What did he win the World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the World Cup.
Yeah.
He's won the French league.
Couple of times. He even did it before he got to
Probably
PSG.
won the French Cups, whatever.
Yeah.
'cause I don't
Countless
really keep up
times.
with French football. He wants the European. Where bet? If it's not us, it's City. So
You think so?
no, I'm saying to win the European Cup.
okay.
Like at the
okay,
moment,
okay.
innit?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessarily they're going to win it, but
Yeah.
if you look at it on paper, Liverpool, City, strongest teams in Europe right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
with the Nike connection, I'm
Maybe,
just saying,
Mbappe's
if you put it
excited.
out there, you know what I'm
it's
saying?
true. It's true.
If you
He's
put it out
excited.
there,
It's
it might come
exciting
in.
thought.
It's true.
It might
is
come
true.
back.
Listen, I would have no complaints. I'd have no complaints. However, if that's the case, who does he replace?
yeah.
Where does Mbappe play? Because I don't watch
He's number
football.
9.
Does he
Straight.
play
well,
through the
actually, he
middle?
can play from the right, can't he?
Yeah,
Can play from the
he
right.
can do a bit of wing work.
Wow, it would be mad. It would be mad political if he came.
Yeah.
Because if you out and right, that's Salah's position, isn't it? And then in the middle, you're replacing Firmino, and Firmino is irreplaceable because what he does, unless
No,
Drop Firmino
no.
back, you could do and
yeah.
That's
That's what I was done.
I was like, wait.
Shut me down, like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? What did you think I was gonna
I
say?
thought you was like, we could shunt him to the other side. I was like, whoa.
I'm saying you drop Firmino.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a
Position.
Liverpool team without Firmino in it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think we could survive without Mane and Salah for small periods, but Firmino is the guy. So
Yeah.
let's not go there.
I'm divided. I think it's always a bit messy when you got sports companies dictating who you sign. I think that slightly worries me. But overall, I think Nike is a good deal. It's what they're going to offer us. The distribution, a club our size, we're European champions, and apparently there's people in parts of the world that can't get our shirts.
Yeah,
And
that's the part
if
of
we
it.
want
The
to build the next
distribution network.
generation
Yeah.
of fans,
Yeah.
they need to be able to access our shirts. So overall, I'm in favour for it, but I'm slightly worried about them telling us who to sign.
I
And
don't think it's a dictating who we're going to sign. I just think it's a helping hand to the top sports stars that they have on their books, if you like. That's how I see it. I could be being naive, but that's how I see it. Do you know what I mean? But we're talking about Nike, but New Balance are actually digging their heels in, aren't they, Wes?
they want to let us go.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not a New Balance fan, but you know what? They've done well. Made a hell of a lot of money. We made a lot of money for them. But I say it on behalf of many Liverpool fans. Thanks for the services, but thank you, welcome Nike. That's simple, not
But it's,
that.
and isn't it true that they can actually match in terms of the money? They
Yeah.
can match everything.
I
So
reckon
they
they,
can-
I think that's what I've read as well. They
Yeah.
can match the money, but Liverpool is saying it's not the money, just the money. It's the access to the
Accessibility.
distribution.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, New Balance have run out of kits
Oh, right, yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Season, yeah.
A lot of times this season, and season's gone. And like Sam alluded to, the distribution network that Nike have would just see our tops go further afield. And I think what Liverpool worried about as well is that where people can't get the tops, they're turning into fake
That's
tops.
right, yeah.
So obviously now Liverpool, the owners are seeing a loss of revenue. They're seeing that as a loss of revenue. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
And that right there makes that 20%, it could be a huge number. Because if you stop and think that, okay, New Balance haven't had the orders, well, they've had the orders, but they haven't been able to distribute. Nike won't have that problem. So that 20% could be anything from, let's say, I don't know, 50 million to, oh goodness me, 150 million. It's crazy what that number could be, but it's not a bad deal if we can get it over the line.
I would like them to keep it real with our shirts, because I think New Balance have captured the essence of like a Liverpool shirt in past seasons. So if Nike can do that, just really understand what a Liverpool shirt is. And
I mean, a lot of people talk about Nike giving like recycling kits, and I think we want to keep our individuality and our identity. So I think Nike have to come correct with that.
If they do that, then I'm all for it.
Okay. All right, boys. Well, that's it, boy. Hour goes quick, innit? You know what I'm saying? When you're having fun, you know what I'm saying? So, gonna wrap this up. Just let you all know as well. Like I said, follow us on Twitter at South Anfield, Instagram Anfield_South1. The video, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit the button in the bottom right-hand corner. No, it's in the left-hand corner. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hit that. But until next time, I've been Slim, your host, your boy, as always. Today we've had Chris with us.
Yep, substitute Chris.
Sam, you and the gang.
6 times, I'm not letting people forget that.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
not letting people forget that.
And Wazza.
Nice to be back. We'll be back again soon.
Until the next time, people. Peace.